Welcome back to the channel. Well, here I am, direct from the verse. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video, and well, I may go into that later on. But in this one, I thought I'd give you my thoughts on how Star Citizen is going and what the near future holds for the game. And maybe just a little bit of news thrown in as well. Now, over the past few months, there's been quite a few changes to the Star Citizen roadmap, but that's always been on the RSI site with the caveats that things are subject to change. Now, a lot of the core professions like salvage, repair and refueling have been pushed into next year. But with the upcoming 3.3 patch, we should get some new locations, the planet Hurston and its moons. Now, this is all subject to the object container streaming coming online, which will enable a more expanded Stanton system, and equally important, will result in improved performance for us all in the game. We will also see a variety of different biomes on the moons and the planet Hurston, and improvements in the procedurally generated planets and moons. And CIG have been working on implementing weather effects as well. The planet Hurston will also feature the Lorville landing zone, which from this block out looks absolutely huge, and more will come in the future. Now, one of the core gameplay elements which they're hoping to implement with 3.3 alongside the planet Hurston and the Lorville landing zone and the moons is FPS AI. So that should offer a lot more variety in the missions, and obviously a lot more depth of gameplay. Of course, there'll be the usual new ships coming with 3.3, and here's a quick look at the Constellation Phoenix. There will be improvements to the existing mining mechanics, and we should be able to mine asteroids out in space. Another new gameplay feature they're hoping to have for 3.3 are the new Scramble race missions, and these can take place either on planets or out in space. I think they're aiming to implement them first on the surfaces of the moons and planets before having them in space as well. Now, I believe they're also hoping for the face over IP system to be implemented into 3.3. Obviously, we've seen last year the special camera system which was used to capture the player's face and to be implemented onto your character in the game. That should be quite interesting and may be useful for content creators.
Voice comms, audio test. Compression low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now 3.3 will also include the rest stop space stations. That's just some of the main features coming for 3.3, so check out the roadmap on the RSI website yourselves, but there is always the caveats that some features may not make it into 3.3. Now, there's a new concept ship on sale at the moment, and of course concept ships do help continuing to fund the game. and this one is probably one of the best of recent months, and that's the Crusader Mercury. Now, the Mercury is an info runner ship, but it offers a lot more than, well, the Herald. And obviously, if we have a look at the Herald here, we can see that it's well, a bit like a rocket engine on a longer, slender body. So not the most beautiful design, but it probably gets the job done. But compared to the Mercury, which gives you that Millennium Falcon vibe, and I think everybody on YouTube has said that, well, I think it pales in comparison. Of course, the Mercury also does have room for a fair amount of cargo and some crewmates as well. So this one is sure to be popular, and I'm sure, although my days of buying ships have gone, I still do look at sometimes CCUing to some of these new ships which CIG concept, and obviously sometimes that doesn't cost you anything hardly at all. But of course, for people looking at the game, all these ships eventually will be able to be earned in game, and I'm hopeful that maybe in the future you'll be able to rent these ships in the PU if you don't want to buy them outright. That would be a great way of rewarding people for actual playing the game, but we'll have to see what happens there. I know they're planning to do ship rentals again in Arena Commander, so hopefully they get that into the PU. So the Crusader Mercury does look a very nice ship indeed, and I'm afraid if I hadn't CCU'd the Herald already to the medal ship, what was that, the Apollo, well, I think it would have gone by now as well. But maybe I'll have to look at CCUing my freelancer. Now, those few who have followed my channel for quite a while might have wondered where I've gone for the past few months. Well, I did take a little bit of a break to watch the World Cup football, and it was blistering hot, so there was no way I was getting under the lights to do any videos. Anyway, the break made me think about where I'm going with the channel, and I realised that I just didn't have the time anymore to do even weekly videos. Now, the main thing is that I'm in my mid-50s, as you could probably guess, and I do a pretty physical job. In fact, I walk about 12 miles a day delivering people's post and parcels, and I'm afraid it's now at the stage where it's taking its toll. Very good for your fitness, but when you come home, you're ready to actually fall asleep in your chair. And that combined with the fact that I may have covered this before when I had to stop last year, that I live with my elderly mother who's not in the best of health. She can't do a lot for herself. But luckily for me, my sister actually stays with us most of the time, and basically keeps an eye on my mum when I'm at work. So basically, I just haven't got the energy or the time to do a video even once a week. And I did get a little bit, well, dejected with the way YouTube works, with the way that you would get some subscribers subscribe, and they would, well, probably unsubscribe when they realise that you couldn't churn out videos like some of those other guys, young guys, who are basically doing it all the time. And I found that a little bit disappointing. But I do realise that with YouTube, the only way to get subscribers is to actually do very, very regular content, and with my personal circumstances, of course, that's not possible. Maybe in the future, and of course, I think everybody realises that it will be at least a few years before the Star Citizen project comes anywhere near to fruition. I'll have more time because I'm likely to be pretty much at retirement age. Let's hope I'm not the geriatric Star Citizen gamer by then. However, yes, Star Citizen is taking time, but of course this is normal for a game of this magnitude, and we've seen it with other games which has been in production just as long. I think Cyberpunk 2077, well, I'm sure the same thing has happened to that game as what's happened to Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Some things being worked on for the game has probably ended up in the waste paper bin, and that's pretty normal in game development. So I'm pretty confident, despite obviously being a little bit depressed when I think that I will be a lot older before the game is completed. I'm pretty confident that we will see the game of our dreams. And although I've been playing other games recently, whenever I do come back to playing Star Citizen, it does reaffirm why myself and so many other people are really anticipating this game when it's complete. And hopefully over the next year, as we get more and more content, more and more people will come into the game. Well, thanks very much for watching. Now, I will be back sometime in the future, hopefully from the Lorville landing zone on Hurston, round about October time. So until then, you take care, and I'll see you all direct from the verse. Bye for now.